Hello and welcome to your yoga stretch down. Today's practice is going to be primarily on all fours. So if that's something you don't feel comfortable with, I suggest trying one of the other yoga stretch downs. Something else I advise for today is to grab either some yoga blocks or some pillows will work fine as well, as this might assist with some of the stretches we're going to go into. As we will be on all fours, you might decide to double up your mat, or if you have some kind of pad to give some extra support to the knees, then you might want to grab that as well. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to come to all fours. Hands come underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And we're going to start to bring the right foot in between the hands. Take your time to get there. Let that hip open. Get comfortable with that back knee. Trying to bring the right foot flat, ankle underneath the knee. Knee shining the same direction as the toes. And we're going to start to grab onto the right thigh and come up for a hip flexor stretch. Pressing away from the thigh to create space between the belly and the thigh. Relax the shoulders down. If you would like to take this deeper, hands can reach up to the sky, lengthening through the side body. Relax the shoulders. Take a big breath. Exhale, releasing the hands down. If you have your block or pillows, maybe they come onto the sides. We're coming into half splits, so you're going to start to press the hips back and straighten out that right leg, finding where the heel feels comfortable and the toes are extended up to the sky. So having the pillows or blocks can make it easier to have a elongated spine. Try not to round through, but extend through the top of the head and straighten out that back of the leg for a really deep hamstring stretch here. If you have the flexibility to just touch the floor, then you can do that as well. Try to square off the hips, pressing the right hip back and the left hip forward. Big breath. Exhale, start to bend through the right knee, planting the right foot down, shifting back into hip flexor stretch, lifting up. If you would like, hands flow up to the sky. Big inhale. Exhale, hold. Next inhale, flow it down, and we come back to half split. Hips press back, straighten out the leg, toes up to the sky. If there's a bend through the knee, that's okay. Make this your own posture. The main objective is to just lengthen out that hamstring. Stretch that back of the leg. Big breath. Exhale. Slowly rolling forward, planting through the foot, finding hip flexor stretch, lift up. Inhale, open the chest. Maybe reach the hands to the sky. Relax the shoulders. On the exhale, flow the hands down, finding hamstring stretch, hips press back, starting to straighten out that leg, square off the hips. One breath. And slowly roll it forward, planting through the hands and starting to extend the right leg back behind you, toes to the floor. Take a little rock back and forth. Getting a gentle calf stretch for that right leg. It's a restorative pose for the low back, which is good after going into some deep hip stretches like that. Coming back to all fours, we'll find the other side. So left foot steps in between the hands. Find comfort in the back knee. Plant through the left foot, knee aligned with ankle, shining the same way as the toes. Grab onto the left thigh and lift yourself up. open the chest, open the belly, relax the shoulders down. You can hold it right here or both hands reach up to the sky. Relax the shoulders, open the chest. Slowly release, hands finding blocks or pillows. Halfway split, hips start to press back. Find comfort in that heel, toes up to the sky. Lengthening out the back of the left leg. Squaring off the hips. Left hip presses back, right hip presses forward. Lengthen up through the top of the head. Relax the shoulders. One more breath. Starting to shift forward onto the left foot, bending the left knee, pressing through the heel, finding the thigh to lift up, hip flexor stretch, holding the thigh or hands reach up to the sky. Hold one breath, exhale to melt in. And on your next inhale, flow the hands forward, finding blocks, pillows, or even the floor. Start to press the hips back, toes to the sky. Big breath, lengthen through the top of the head. Exhale, square off the hips. Last time, coming forward, hip flexor stretch, holding onto the thigh or hands, flow to the sky. On the exhale, release down. Half split, press the hips back, straighten out that front leg. Exhale, melt in. Inhale, press forward, press through the left foot, nice and flat. Find the hands on the mat, slide the left leg back, toes to the floor, and rock back and forth. 3, 2, and 1. So I'm going to move the pillows out of the way. You can too. And we're coming to elixir of the moon. So right foot is going to step forward to the outside of the right pinky. And we're going to start to press the hips back towards the left heel and start to reach with the right hand towards the toes and start to press the hips forward, starting to open up the chest. Now, if you're here and it feels good, hold. This is a very deep stretch and very hard for many people. So if that is giving you complications, what you can do is come onto the side body, left leg on top, and just find a quad stretch by grabbing towards the toes, trying to line the knee with the hip, pulling the foot in towards the glute. And if this is hard, you can also use a strap. I don't have one to demonstrate, but you can use the strap on the top of the foot and gently pull. So if you can't reach, that can be a little extension. Wherever you are, exhale, melt in. Hold 2 more breaths. On your next exhale, gently release. The hands start to shift the hips back, hands to the floor. We come to pigeon, starting to walk that right foot to right toes to the wrist, left wrist, knee to the other wrist, sliding the left leg back, squaring off the hips. Right hip pressing back, left hip coming forward. Open up the chest. Exhale, relax the shoulders. And if this is too much, if it feels good, stay right here. But if this is too much, it's from a seated position, like you're coming cross-legged, right leg's out to the side, left leg swings back. Maybe the knee is a little more forward than the hip. Maybe it can be in line with the hip. Maybe a little rock side to side. Hands can place over the right leg. Inhale, lengthen up, maybe even a hinge forward. To find a little more space, maybe walking the hands forward and melting the forehead down. Find where that is for you. If you're in full pigeon, you can do the same thing, starting to hinge at the hips. Maybe creating fists with the hands and relaxing the forehead to the hands. If that feels like too much, hands can stay up. And maybe just a little bend through the elbows, starting to relax the head down. One more breath. And slowly start to walk the hands up. And we will all find all fours. Coming to cat-cow, round through the spine, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone, press through the hands, pulling the backs of the arms and the front of the legs in together. Inhale, start to drop the belly, arching through the spine, roll the shoulders back and down, take a look up to the sky, opening the throat. Exhale, round through, press through the hands, belly button coming up into the spine. Exhale, drop the belly, roll the shoulders, look up, strengthening the back of the body and lengthening the front of the body. Exhale to neutral, and we take it to the other side. Elixir of the moon, or quad stretch. So for elixir of the moon, left foot steps forward. On the right knee, start to press the hips back towards the right heel. Left hand reaches for the right toes or foot and start to shift the hips forward, curl open the heart, right hand underneath the shoulder. If you are on your side, it's right side quad stretch. So laying on your side, grabbing for the foot or toes, maybe even the shin, and gently pulling that leg in towards the glutes. Get a few nice slow breaths, allowing the body to melt in, allowing the muscle to stretch. One more breath, and we'll release, finding pigeon pose. Left knee comes towards left wrist, right toes up towards right wrist. Maybe it wants to come a little in closer to the body. Right leg extends back. For pigeon pose, relax those shoulders from the ears. Get a breath. Square off the hips. If you are uncomfortable, find that seated position, almost like crossed legs, and right leg presses back. Knee coming in line with the hip, or maybe a little more forward. Maybe a little rock side to side to let that hip open. Hands can place over the left leg. Maybe you find a hinge over the left leg. Maybe relaxing all the way down. Maybe stacking fists, relaxing the forehead. And same, if you are in pigeon, you can relax all the way down or to the point that feels comfortable for you. Exhaling, melting in. hold one more breath. Exhale, melt in. On your inhale, start to walk the hands up and come to all fours. From all fours, we take cat-cow, round through the spine, press through the hands, tuck the chin and tailbone. Inhale, drop the belly, roll the shoulders back, look up. With your own breath, exhale to cat and inhale to cow. Releasing to neutral position, coming to frog. So knees come out wide. Toes can slightly turn in towards each other. And you should start to feel an inner thigh stretch. Maybe the hips need to press back a little bit. Maybe you want to come down towards the elbows. Maybe the head wants to relax down. We're going to stay right here, just allowing the inner thighs to stretch. Connecting with our breath, allowing ourselves a moment to relax and release. If you would rather, you can come to Shavasana, laying down on your back, extending the legs out and resting your hands by your sides. Or you can stay right here in frog pose, enjoying the inner thigh stretch. We're going to hold for 1 minute. Body scanning from the top of the head to the toes, finding anywhere that feels tight or tense, and meeting it with softness, allowing it to release, allowing our thoughts to quiet down, and giving ourselves this moment to just be. We begin now. Listen for this sound 3 times at the end of the minute, letting you know to start to bring your attention back. Slowly start to bring your attention back, taking a big breath in through the nose and exhaling maybe a sigh as you release, and another big breath to fill the body up with oxygen, and exhale to let it go, starting to wiggle the toes and fingers and starting to move through the body. Send some thanks into yourself for taking the time to do this. And I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for being here.